What's going on, YouTube? It's Mind Your Own Eggs here, and I'm continuing the Childfree Celebrity series. Today, I'm going to talk about comedian Aisha Tyler. This is actually going to be about why she changed her mind. She recently did an interview discussing those reasons, so we're just going to get into that right now. Real talk from the talk host Aisha Tyler stopped by HuffPost Live opens a new window on Tuesday, September 3rd, where she opened up about her infertility struggle and gave advice to couples similarly struggling to conceive a child. The CBS personality, who also voices Lana Kane in FX's cartoon series Archer, told Nancy Red that it's okay when women choose work over family. She mused that it is, in fact, a completely valid choice, and no one should ever feel embarrassed or regretful about that. Now, this is the flip side of deciding to become child free, as there are many reasons why women and couples and men decide to not have children or try to have children or continue to try to have children. In her case, she was trying to have a child and she went through infertility specialists and doctors and decided, you know what, this isn't working out. I'm going to remain child free and concentrate on my career. And that just goes to show why it's very insensitive to, especially a woman, to ask us, like, well, why you don't have kids when you don't know their story. It's best to just mind your own business. That's just what you should do. I mean, this is a personal matter, and it can be painful for a lot of women and men, depending on their circumstances. So let's continue. Tyler, 43, cited her own experience with infertility as an example. When we found out that getting pregnant was going to be difficult to impossible, it really was a choice to stop, the comedian said. She and her husband, Jeff, I hope I say his name correctly, Tetchens, made the decision once the talk show host decided against putting her body through the process. It is a very, I've heard from different women how grueling it is and how much it takes a toll on a female's body. Our bodies are very delicate, and going through hormones and shots and things like that. You've got the emotional issues that come up, and it's a very trying and difficult thing to go through. I haven't gone through that myself, but just listening to other women and hearing their stories, it's absolutely heartbreaking. And people just really need to have more of a heart and more compassion for people. I wanted families and couples to know that it was a valid choice not to get on this crazy merry-go-round of IVF and tens of thousands of dollars, Tyler explained. People who do what I do for a living can afford that stuff, but most people can't. They mortgage their homes and they break themselves. I recently saw a story where a couple, they were desperate to have a child, and they were trying to save up for it, and then they had other responsibilities, house and car payments and things like that, and they entered into a contest to try and win, and they got chosen as winners of this contest to get IVF for free, and it didn't work out. It's like there's couples that go through so much, and even women. There's women that decide to be a single mom, and they go through all of these treatments to have a child, and it doesn't always work out. The odds are just depending on there's so many factors, and I just want for people to know that to have more compassion, be more sensitive to an individual's journey. And if you don't know their story, they don't want you to know their story. So there's no need to, go and ask questions that are personal and private. Just keep your comments to yourself, because like I said, think about yourself. Would you want somebody to ask you something personal? I mean, I think people need to start considering that. Maybe then people will be a little bit more cautious with the words they say and the questions they ask. And finally, after researching the topic, Tyler told HuffPost Live that the majority of couples who go through the arduous IVF process will not successfully conceive. And by the way, most of them don't get pregnant. We only focus on the Cinderella stories. We don't focus on all the people that don't do it, she said. And I wanted people to feel, men and women, it's okay to say, I love my marriage, I love my life, I choose not to have children. So at the end of her journey in the IVF and the infertility treatments, she ultimately decided to remain child free, and she's happy with that and she's made peace with that. And good for her. I applaud women who, it just takes a great amount of strength. And I definitely want to include the guys in there too, because they are the other half of the equation in a marriage or a partnership, trying to make it happen. And when it doesn't, I know it's equally as devastating for both parties involved. That's it for today. Discussing Aisha Tyler. And I will be back with more celebrity child-free stories. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. You can also check me out on Instagram at mindyourowneggs. Have a good day, guys.